Hello and welcome. I'm Al Barrows, and this is UFO Disclosure, the podcast that's meant to show an average person's reaction to all of the UAP, UFO news from everywhere and anywhere. So many of you at this point might be wondering, is the UAP drone flap of 2024 over? Have the drones taken a vacation for the holidays? Here's a drone observing several orbs in Bronx, New York, the day after Christmas on December the 26th. Several orbs in the sky, at least a dozen there, if not more. These are all orbs. Here are more. So there are about 15 orbs, I would say, in the sky. Here's that drone that's observing them all. Then I found this other post from New Jersey on the subreddit Interdimensional NHI, Frankie Valentino. It's a white orb that seems to be changing into a UAP craft with blinking lights. And this is all around Christmas time. This was taken Christmas Eve. So this orb changes into a UAP craft. And this was taken over New Jersey where the last UAP flap was reportedly taking place.
Weird. This was staying still for over an hour. Come on, buddy, come this way. Keep coming.
So it's just an orb at this point. Once it gets past that tree, it seems to turn into a UAP craft or a drone.
Come on out. Now it's hovering over my other neighbor's house. There we go. Yeah, now it's more red.
Yeah, now it's got blinking lights. It seems to be a UAP craft or a drone.
This didn't move for hours.
So, okay, now it seems to be an orb again. And that time it wasn't blocked by the trees, and you saw it change from a drone into an orb. So it seems to go back and forth.
Look at the different lights now. It's moving really fast now.
Okay.
This is crazy how fast this thing's moving now.
All right, and it's gone. So there's still activity going on and still drones and orbs being reported on social media, but there seems to be more orbs being observed, and they're also being called plasmoids because they seem to be made up of plasma. And what is plasma exactly? So I found this video on YouTube on Orbs Explained, and it pretty much asks the question, are UFOs actually living plasma? And it talks about NASA having evidence of plasmoids and orbs in our atmosphere. Check it out. I'll just play the beginning of this so that you can get a sense of what's going on with plasmoids.
UAPs, whatever you want to call them, they've dominated the news lately. But what if the answer isn't aliens, but something even stranger? Today, we're diving into a groundbreaking theory backed by NASA's very own footage. Glowing plasmas in the thermosphere, or what some scientists are calling plasmoids. These mysterious entities exhibit lifelike behavior, and some researchers believe they could be the key to understanding the origins of life, or the true nature of many of these UFO sightings.
So he goes into a very detailed description of how NASA is studying these plasmoids. Yeah, so not only has NASA been studying these plasmoids, but our military also has a technology now using these plasmoids that they create in order to protect jets from heat-seeking missiles. This is an article I found on the subreddit UAP, and XXLAUR77 posted it. And it shows a diagram of how the US Navy has patented technology to create mid-air plasma images that can fool infrared sensors, protecting the aircraft from heat-seeking missiles. This technology might also explain some UFO sightings by naval pilots, as the plasma can mimic fast-moving objects. If you guys recall the Foo Fighters from back in the day, that might explain what the Foo Fighters were as well. Just going to open this article briefly, and this is an article on the Forbes online magazine, and the title reads, U.S. Navy Laser Creates Plasma UFOs. And it's an article by David Hambling. And mind you, this article is already 4 years old. So this technology has been out there and probably has been improved by now. I'll just read the first paragraph or so. The U.S. Navy has patented technology to create mid-air images to fool infrared and other sensors. This builds on many years of laser plasma research and offers a game-changing method of protecting aircraft from heat-seeking missiles. It may also provide a clue about the source of some recent UFO sightings by military aircraft. The U.S. developed the first Sidewinder heat-seeking missile back in the 50s, and the latest AIM-9X version is still in frontline service around the world. This type of sensor works so well because hot jet engines' exhausts shine out like beacons in infrared, making them easy targets. Pilots under attack can eject decoy flares to lure a missile away from the launch aircraft, but these only provide a few seconds protection. More recently, laser infrared countermeasures have been fielded which dazzle the infrared seeker. And these are the plasmoids that I was referring to. A sufficiently intense laser pulse can ionize, producing a burst of glowing plasma. The laser-induced plasma effects program uses single plasma bursts as flashbang stun grenades. A rapid series of such pulses can even be modulated to transmit a spoken message. In 2011, Japanese company Burton Incorporated demonstrated a rudimentary system that created moving 3D images in mid-air with a series of rapidly generated plasma dots. That's incredible. Let's check out the video. Okay, I guess that's a mini example of what goes on up in the air when the jets are in the air. So I guess what I've shown up until now is my way of introducing the idea that it's not so much about the drones lately, but more about these orbs and plasmoids. I'd like to show a video that explains it a bit better and more in detail. This is a great video put out by NASA Space News that explains plasmoids better than I ever could.
Recently, headlines have been buzzing about unidentified drones over New Jersey, a mystery fueling speculation that these drones may be tracking plasmoids, enigmatic plasma-like entities potentially tied to unidentified anomalous phenomena. Plasmoids are a profound scientific mystery, linking atmospheric phenomena to potential extraterrestrial and technological interactions. These self-organizing plasma structures, often observed near thunderstorms or in space, represent critical components in understanding UAPs and their reported behaviors. Unlike ordinary plasma, plasmoids exhibit remarkable stability and complexity. They can pulsate, change shape, and even split into smaller plasmoids, behaviors that spark comparisons to biological systems. Recent studies, like those detailed in the 2024 paper on UAPs, highlight plasmoids as a plausible explanation for many mysterious sightings. For instance, pulsating plasma-like objects have been documented hovering near thunderstorms and following aircraft. These objects, which exhibit extraordinary maneuvers, may align with the known characteristics of plasmoids and their interactions with electromagnetic fields. An example from the paper includes plasmoids interacting with space missions, showcasing behaviors that appear to reflect environmental responsiveness. These interactions underline their ability to influence human technology and raise questions about their potential complexity. But what makes plasmoids truly fascinating is their hypothesized connection to life itself. Some scientists propose that plasmoids might represent a fourth domain of life, existing independently of DNA-based biology. This idea stems from their ability to self-replicate and engage in seemingly purposeful interactions. Could plasmoids be a form of prebiotic chemistry, or even a non-carbon-based life form? If so, they might hold the key to understanding the origins of life and its potential diversity across the cosmos. The link to UAPs grows even stronger when considering how plasmoids interact with electromagnetic fields. Military and civilian pilots have reported encounters with luminous objects capable of sudden accelerations and sharp turns. These behaviors align with the known properties of plasmoids, suggesting that many UAP sightings could be plasma phenomena rather than extraterrestrial spacecraft. The recent drone sightings in New Jersey add another layer to this puzzle. Eyewitness accounts describe coordinated drone movements, often occurring during or after thunderstorms, conditions known to foster plasmoid formation. Speculation has surged that these drones are part of scientific or military missions to study plasmoids. Equipped with advanced sensors, the drones may be capturing high-resolution data to better understand plasmoids' behaviors and interactions with electromagnetic fields. Given their potential link to UAPs, plasmoids are likely to be high-priority targets for research.
So could plasmoids be a non-carbon-based life form, as the video said? And are these the UFOs that are being reported? They seem to have intelligent movement and direction. And I guess the theory is that the drones that we're seeing are actually military drones that are up there to study these plasmoids. So could plasmoids be connected to extraterrestrial intelligence?
Now let's address the elephant in the room. Could plasmoids be connected to extraterrestrial intelligence? And the idea stems from the complexity of plasmoid behaviors, which sometimes resemble those of sentient organisms. Reports of UAPs toying with aircraft or exhibiting coordinated movements suggest a level of awareness that's difficult to attribute to natural phenomena alone. Plasmoids also contribute to broader astrobiological theories by expanding the scope of what constitutes life. If plasmoids represent non-carbon-based entities, they could redefine the parameters of the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, encouraging a focus on plasma-based forms in extreme or exotic environments. The 2024 study also speculates on the sentience of plasmoids, citing behaviors such as replication, coordinated movement, and apparent curiosity in their interactions with spacecraft and atmospheric conditions. The notion that plasmoids could represent a distinct form of intelligence, possibly even predating DNA-based life, has profound implications for how we define life and intelligence. The potential involvement of drones adds another dimension to this narrative. Advanced drones equipped with sensors could provide invaluable data on plasmoids, capturing high-resolution imagery and electromagnetic readings. This technology could help distinguish between natural and artificial UAPs, shedding light on their true nature. Moreover, drones could serve as mobile laboratories, testing hypotheses about plasmoid behavior and its implications for both science and security.
So when these orbs toy with aircraft, they're showing coordinated movement. It's a sign of intelligence. The video says that could be a non-carbon-based life form that predates DNA-based life form. Thought that was fascinating. I think that the military drones that are obviously up there are probably looking for some form of possible ET life in these plasma orbs. Could the supposed military drones that were spotted over the end of November and into December, could these military drones, or what's being called military drones, be sophisticated drones with sensors to study the possibility of ET life inside of these plasma orbs? The plasmoids seem to have coordinated movement as well as curiosity. So the idea that plasmoids might be another form of extraterrestrial life adds another dimension to the whole drone UAP flap that we just experienced. Could they have exotic advanced sensors in which to study these plasmoids for the possibility of intelligent life? These drones are probably up there in order to distinguish between natural and artificial UAPs, which we certainly have a hard time distinguishing from down here. These new exotic drones, I think, will come in handy and help distinguish what's going on up in the sky, whether it's an orb, drone, or UAP for that matter. Also, these drones can act as mobile laboratories and really get into the study of these plasmoids. Just thought that I'd do an update since we haven't had much on the drones, but there has been a lot about these plasma orbs, or as they're calling them, plasmoids. My name is Al Barrows. This has been UFO Disclosure. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.
So if you care to find me, look through the Jersey sky. As Stephanie told you lately, drones are orbs and plasmoids that can fly.